There is a simple naming convention with Java that helps keep things straight. This naming convention has become refined over the years. It started with C and has been expanded into some specifics for Java and for Java beans. Java is case sensitive. That is, as far as Java is concerned, there are 52 letters in the alphabet, 26 little ones and 26 big ones. Under no circumstances does Java ever get them confused. Using the wrong case is just another way of misspelling a name. Constant values are in all uppercase. That is, any data item that is declared as final, which makes it a constant, is written in all uppercase letters. Classes all start with an uppercase letter, and the rest of the name is a combination of lower and uppercase. If the name is more than one word combined to form the complete name, each of the words begins with an uppercase letter. The rest are all lowercase. Methods begin with a lowercase letter. In fact, the entire method name may be in lowercase, but quite often a method name is derived from combining more than one word, and those other words begin with an uppercase letter. Only the first word in the name begins with a lowercase letter. The naming convention for variable data items is the same as for methods, but you can always tell which is a data item and which is a method because a method name always has parentheses at its end. This simple naming convention has proven to be useful in making code much more readable. There are some added restrictions to the naming of the methods of a Java bean. A Java bean contains variables that can be set to change the state of the bean object. These variables, sometimes called properties, can be set and retrieved externally, and the methods that do this setting and getting have a standard naming convention. This way, code can be generated to handle a bean by a program that only has a list of the variable names and types. For example, if the bean contains a simple data item that can be set and retrieved, these are the methods that will be called to do it. The word type is replaced by the type of the data item, and the word name is replaced by the name assigned to the data item. Now, the data item will normally begin with a lowercase letter, but it is capitalized to be put into the method name. For example, say a bean has an internal variable named minimum. The methods to access this data item would look like this. Now, all an IDE needs to know is that the name of the data item is minimum and that it's an int. The method calls can be generated because they follow a strict convention. But that's not all. These are the method names that are generated if the type of the item is Boolean. The method that retrieves the value is named is instead of get. If the data item is an array, there are 4 methods for it. The first 2 shown here will set and get single members of the array, and the second 2 will set and get the entire array. This one is used less often, but it has a definite format. If you need to add an event listener object of some type to a list of event listeners, these methods can add the event listener to that list or remove one from the list. If you are limited in the number of listeners you can add to a list, you can use this form of the methods. The first forms are for multicast, where a list of any number of listeners can be added. The second is for unicast, where only one listener can be added. The general naming convention is one that you'll fall into naturally as you work with the classes in the standard API and as you work with classes from other locations. Almost everybody follows it. The bean naming convention is a bit more strict, and it's the one that's on the certification exam. It makes sense, and once you see the pattern of it, you'll start using it for everything. I know I do. It makes the code much easier to read.